On the bowling aspect, at least it looked really, really bad. Our lower order batting, it looked really, really bad. And right now, when the first test match is over, we have a lot more questions than answers for the second test match.
Jadeja could have prepared better because he has already bowled to Ben Duckett when England toured India. He approaches spinners because that's his game plan to sweep and reverse sweep them out of the park so that they are never going to stick to a single line or length which can trouble the batsman. So they should have had a plan B, which we could not see panning out on the field there. Shubman Gill will learn a lot of things from this. The bowling changes that he did and keeping Shardul Thakur on in the second innings for a longer amount of time to just bide their time for 80 overs to complete and then take a new ball. By the time the game was already over.
Lost his nerve in the end, did Michael Holding. And Lord Carr, chairman of the credentials.
They're running. It's got to be a direct hit. Getting back for two. That is the end of the match. Won the NatWest Series.
It would have been fantastic if it would have been 100.
In the air, Srishan takes it. India wins. Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. Here we go, last ball to the outside, it's running through, it could be run out.
Wide, Muller gets it, and he gets plenty of it, does he? No! What a catch! Oh my God!
It's in the air, it's India who win the T20 World Cup after 17 years.
Ultimately, it ended in a lot of disappointment simply due to not due to the capability of the team, but due to the inefficiency on the field and the lack of execution that we saw throughout the 5 days of this test match. Except maybe we can take out the day one from this disappointment, but after that, every day we had a few shortcomings. We had a few things to point out that shouldn't be happening on the field from a team which is playing at an international level, which is top three of the test teams throughout the world. So that's what transpired throughout this test match. And actually, to sum up, we can say like we kind of deserved this loss because of the uh, things because of the amount of chances that we kept giving to England to come back again and come back harder. So yeah, we will discuss all of that and also the upcoming test that is there in Birmingham in this video. And so let's start with what happened in the first test. Nishant, what do you say? A lot of hopes given by the new captain, but ultimately it ended in a disappointment.
Yeah, first of all, good afternoon, good morning, everyone, wherever you're listening from. This is the Cricket Castaway. And yeah, Divyansh, I think it was a great advertisement for the Test cricket, first of all. Uh, though we came up on the losing side of it, but by the end of day four, we both had no clue what was going to happen in this game. And probably even, let's say, till tea, we thought that we could have been in the game if we would have taken a few more wickets, even though Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett just took the game away from us with that opening stand. But yeah, as you rightly said, now that the game is done and we can probably look back at it, I thought our top five batters had a test match of their life. I mean, scoring five different centurions in a game. I mean, that is just crazy, and you still end up losing that match. As you rightly pointed out, it has to do with sometimes unbelievable fielding effort that we saw. I mean, the amount of catches that were dropped was insane. If you are giving that many chances to a batting lineup that is right now considered the best in the world when it comes to Test cricket, I mean, you're gonna pay, and that is what happened. Uh, Harry Brook was out on a no ball bowled by Jasprit Bumrah, and then he goes
Yeah.
on to make 99. You talk about Ben Duckett, you talk about Ollie Pope, all of these people whose chances we dropped, they ended up hurting us big time. It wasn't even like we dropped a chance and probably in a few overs they gave us a chance again. No, they didn't. All of them went on to make a big score. And, setting up 470 odd runs in the first innings and then giving them a target again of so many runs in the second innings and not able to defend it. I thought the first innings total, though it could have been 600 because we were 430 for three at one point of time. It could have easily been 600, but even on its day, when the toss was taking place, if somebody would have offered Shubman Gill a first inning score of 470, he would have taken that with both
Yes.
hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there were no complaints. But then uh, because of our fielding mistakes, because of Jadeja's dropped catch and Yashasvi's multiple dropped catches, and Prasid's basically inability to grasp the fact that what is the kind of line and length he needs to ball in Headingley. All of these things contributed to the fact that we weren't able to limit England's first innings score. They left us only 6 runs in lead, which is nothing after the kind of Herculean batting effort that our batters put in. And then the same
Right.
thing happened in the second innings as well. We dropped a lot of chances, which came back to bite us. And we simply didn't have, for my liking, we didn't have the bowlers who could pick 20 wickets on a given day, and that is why where we are. I think England had no right to win this test match, but they did.
Definitely. Yeah. There were the faults were both in the batting and bowling, I would say, but it was more on the bowling side that India team couldn't conjure up a bowling lineup which is able to take up 20 wickets every time a Bumrah or probably a Siraj in patches came to bowl. They looked like taking a wicket. Otherwise, whenever the other bowlers were bowling, it was simply a barrage of stroke play from England batters, and it was just the way the baseball plays that they eventually give a wicket while playing their attacking shots. So that's how Prasidh Krishna got most of his wickets. Otherwise, both Shardul and Prasidh Krishna giving away runs at 5 to 6 runs per over. There was simply no pressure that build up from the other end whenever a Bumrah or Siraj was bowling. So it was more on the bowlers to build up that pressure to maintain those lines and lengths. And I'm pretty disappointed that was it a mistake from the coaching side? Like Morne Morkel has played a lot of cricket in England, and he couldn't make Prasidh Krishna understand. Like he had to adjust his lengths. Like he has to bowl a fuller length here in leads because that's how you will be able to create some chances. If you bowl back of a length, that short pitch bowling that he was bowling, English batters cherish that. Like they would feast on it any day in their home ground. So I think those were few things that didn't stand out pretty well from India's bowling strategy or bowling contingent. So that was there, and also again the lower order batting that we thought we have been over that. We are past the lower order collapses that used to happen historically every other innings in like before 10 years in the last decade. We thought we have gotten over it, but I think that is only true for the Indian subcontinent pitches where Akshay Patel and Jadeja and even guys like Kuldeep make their merry on Indian subcontinent pitches. It's still not. It still does not hold its ground on English pitches or the Australian pitches, because we saw 7 for 41 in the first innings and 30 odd for 6 in the second innings. So if you are giving away out of 20, 13 wickets have gone for or for 70 runs, then you cannot expect to win a test match.
Yeah, I think as you rightly pointed out, the lower order is very, very fragile, and I think we had been seeing papering over the cracks because, yeah, as you said, in India we have a lot of spin all rounders who can score the runs in the lower order, and in the past two three series we have seen that in India it's actually Jadeja and Washington Sundar and Akshar Patel who have been our better batters as compared to top order.
Yes,
But when you're going abroad, I think it's Ravi Chandran and Ashwin who always delivered in that lower order. If even if he wasn't scoring runs, he would take the balls on his body, but he would find a way to survive there and stick out a few overs. He was very good at that. Right now, we don't have anyone of that caliber who has the patience and the skill to spend time there. That is a big worry. Another thing that you pointed out was Prasidh Krishna's bowling. I think when your natural length is back of the length, it's very difficult to then put your length a bit 10 yards or 8 yards further forward. It's actually very difficult. But because when you're doing that, you're basically releasing the ball and you're not hitting the deck
deck.
on
Yeah.
that upward length because I hear Ishant Sharma's interview many years ago where he said that the reason why he wasn't able to be successful in England in his first stint in Test cricket was simply because he wasn't able to hit the deck when he was bowling the ball on a higher length, and he had to develop that skill. But now that database is available, the knowledge base is there. So a person like a Prasid would be facing the similar issue Ishan had faced in his career and came out on top of it. So he
Right.
should have been able to understand that, recognize that, practice that before he went to England so that he knows, even if he's not mastered that skill set.
Yeah, so I got your point that
I
Ishant Sharma has overcome this probably flaw, or you can say a lack of variation in his bowling when he first toured to England, and gradually he developed this, and he overcome this, like probably in the tour of 2018 where he was very successful when he was bowling with the likes of Shami, Bumrah, and Umesh. So I think, yeah, you are right, and probably that knowledge would still be there in somewhere in the coaching team, and even the folks who have been following cricket from a long time. So I think this should have been addressed maybe proactively, because since Morne Morkel has a lot of experience bowling in English conditions, and he knows how Prasidh Krishna, he would have seen him in the nets,
And
and on
Morne
also in the
Morkel
IPL.
is a tall bowler himself.
Yes,
Morne
yes.
Morkel is a tall bowler himself, so he understands. Like he would be the best place to understand Prasidh Krishna apart from Ishant Sharma. So like he should be able to deal with that.
Definitely, whether there is an adjustment required in the release point, or do you shorten your run up? What changes can you make to be able to bowl that fuller length on the wickets that require it, especially in the English conditions, because you won't be able to extract any swing if you are bowling that back of length delivery, because if you are bowling that length, it comes out like a outgoing short pitch delivery where players are going to cut you, pull you, hook you, and even play those innovative strokes which
Yeah.
players play nowadays
Yeah.
in IPL and T20 cricket regularly.
Yeah.
So
Growing up, what we have heard from all the test series is that have happened in England is that in England you don't play in the V, you play on the squares. So
yes,
because if you're playing in the V, you'll edge a ball and it'll go to your slip. So you need to play to the squares. And when the bowler is bowling that short of a length, it's coming right here all the time. You're easily able to play it on the squares. So there wasn't any challenge from Prasid's bowling that English batters faced. And Siraj, I think, who is a very good swing bowler. Sometimes I even feel Siraj's best delivery is even better than Bumrah's best delivery. It is the kind of swing that he generates from the pitch. But he wasn't at his peak form, and we have seen Siraj not in his peak form in Test cricket since probably the Sri Lanka series.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen him in his prime. So that meant that we really exhausted Bumrah in that first innings, and every time that Bumrah just came to bowl, we thought that we'll get a wicket. Now, apart from that, there was just nothing. And then what happened was in the second innings, Bumrah was also practically just not there. He was just too tired, and he was trying too hard to take a wicket every time because he knew that none other guys were able to take any wicket. And in that pressure, I think the entire bowling lineup just collapsed, and we couldn't. I don't think like on a day five wicket. I know that England has chased these many runs on day five wickets
Yes.
earlier as well. But even if you curtail that run flow, even if you try to defend that score, uh, I don't think that it could have been this easy for England the way that they
Yes.
ultimately ended up chasing it down. It was actually very easy for them.
Yeah, definitely the way they achieved that target, they just ran through the number of runs they had to score. That's what worries me. Like there was not even a short period where they were looking for runs, like where from where we can score the runs. Like we are only getting a couple of runs per over, and this is not we are going how we are going to make it to 371. There was no such period in the play in the fourth innings that made England think of new ways to score runs. They were just playing the way they play, and it was pretty easy for them. And also, it puts an additional amount of pressure on Bumrah if none of the other bowlers are supporting him. That he tried to do things which he usually not do, like pitching the ball on middle and leg stump and try to
Yeah,
swing it from there, using his angle in such a way that the ball does something extraordinary, which is not how he plays. He usually sticks to top of off stump and then try to make things happen from there. So that there's always a doubt in the batsman's mind that is it going to come in or is it going to go away with the angle? So he couldn't follow his usual strategies because of the demand to do something extraordinary there,
yeah.
and he's also a human after all, and he cannot produce a fifer in every innings. That we have
Yeah.
to understand. So yeah, that's the way it went. And we saw ultimately
Yeah.
in the bowling stats
Yeah.
also that Bumrah went wicketless, which is a rare occurrence nowadays in the second innings of England.
We are cricket fans. We've been watching cricket for a long time, but we are not professional analysts, right? These teams
Right.
now have so many professional analysts and they know everything that has happened in past 10 years. They have data to back it. We in our preview to this series said that though Joe Root and Ben Stokes and Harry Brook are the stars of this team, we were most concerned about Ben Duckett because of the kind of reverse sweeps that he had played when he was in India, and he was
Right.
really a nonsense a nuisance for us in India. And and he did the same exact thing in this first test match. He got hundreds in both the innings, and second innings 100. Probably I haven't seen a better second inning 100 in a long time. The way that he batted, and he was just simply reverse sweeping everything out of the way. He was sweeping it all over the ground. So the bowlers not having a plan against Ben Duckett when they knew this was exactly what he was going to do, I think it's just unacceptable at this point of time.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably Jadeja could have prepared better because he has already bowled to Ben Duckett when England toured India. So and all of the coaching staff know that this is how he approaches spinners because that's his game plan to sweep and reverse sweep them out of the park so that they are never going to stick to a single line or length which can trouble the batsman. So they should have had a plan B, which we could not see panning out on the field there. And also, I also see a lack of although Shubman Gill will learn a lot of things from this, but even from a captaincy perspective, there were a lot of shortcomings we could see. The bowling changes that he did, and uh, keeping Shardul Thakur on in the second innings for a longer amount of time to just bide their time for 80 overs to complete and then take a new ball by the time the game was already over. And also the underutilization of Shardul Thakur in the first inning, he just bowled 6 overs. So that didn't make sense to me. Like if you want to pair two bowlers, you should have a Siraj and Shardul and a Prasidh and Bumrah, or do certain mix and match, do try different combinations, which did not happen in this match. And if you're bowling Prasidh and Shardul from both the ends, then they don't have to. They can easily see off Bumrah because they know that they will get a lot of runs in these two guys bowling overs. So these were the things that I thought this Shubman could have done better.
I think, yeah, I don't really understand the inclusion of Shardul Thakur in this side in the first place, because I don't think even he understands what his role is. If
Yeah,
you're picked him up as a pure bowler and you're not giving him overs to bowl, so your other bowlers are not getting a rest. If you picked him as a batter, then there is an even bigger problem because he, first of all, didn't look like he could actually play in England. Secondly, he just gave him no chance, but he wasn't even willing to stay on the crease. I mean, the inclusion of Shardul boggles my mind. He was lucky enough to get 2 wickets on that two deliveries, for which we
yeah,
actually, for a moment, thought that we might come back in the game. But that was again just a mirage. It was a hoax because there was nothing left in the game. As you rightly said, just because we wanted to wait for the new ball to come, no, we just wasted all those overs where Root and Jamie Smith were just taking our bowlers to the cleaners and dropping down the target way down the required thing. And even if you were it was like that they were just banking on that new ball, but the ball in the second innings, first time the new ball was taken, it didn't really work out. They had a
yeah,
partnership of 180 for the opening wicket, and now your bowlers are even more tired. So how are you expecting to take 5 or 6 wickets with only 30 runs on board with the new ball? I don't think it's a strategy at all. So they could have tried much many things than they did. As you rightly said, Shubman will learn. But yeah, on the bowling aspect, at least it looked really bad. Our lower order batting, it looked really bad. And right now, when the first test match is over, we have a lot more questions than answers for the second test match. And we are hearing that Jofra Archer might also come back, and we
yes,
are hearing
yes.
that Mark Wood may be fit for the fourth and the fifth test match.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And we know that Bumrah is only going to play three test matches out of the five. So, and Gambhir has reiterated that fact even after the first match ended, that the score line for the test series does not decide the number of matches that Bumrah will play. We will only make him play three test matches out of the five. So that's for sure. So we can see like one side is growing in their in the only department that they lagged, and now and we are looking a weaker side rather than when we came to the England. Uh, we were looking a more complete side as compared to England, but now the batters have delivered, but the bowling is lacking teeth. Really. So moving on after this first test match, but at least they held their ground in the first test match. So now after this disastrous start to the series, we will be moving on to Edgbaston the Birmingham Test match, which is starting from July 2nd, a couple of days from now. So, what do you think? What would be the probable changes in the playing 11 from India? I think England is going to play the same side. Apart from if they can get Jofra Archer in, they would definitely. But apart from that, what other changes do you see from India side, especially?
I think one is a force changed for me, which is Jasprit Bumrah. He can either play 1, 3, and 5, or he can play 1, 2, and 4. Uh, it would be difficult for him, I think, to play 1, 2, and 4 because of this workload management thing. But I would hope that he plays at least the second test match because without him, we have no chance of winning this, in my opinion. So I would want him to play the second test match, but if he doesn't, then we could easily be two down in the series by the time the third test match in Lords comes up. Uh, Secondly, if Bumrah isn't there now that Harshit Rana has been released from the squad, I think it would be Arshdeep who comes in straight away in place of Bumrah. I think it is then Nitish Reddy who comes in place of Shardul Thakur. Uh, by the kind of performance that I saw Jadeja do in this first test match, though he is a legend of Indian Test cricket, but there is only one spot for a genuine spinner in this side, and I think at this point of time it should go to Kuldeep. So I think for me, Jadeja has to go out and Kuldeep has to come in, but I don't think the team management is going to go down that route. I think what they will go with is just three pacers, third being Nitish Reddy, and going with Jadeja and Kuldeep.
Yeah, definitely. It would be really, really tough. And do you still see Prasidh Krishna part of the playing 11 for this second match, or as Gambhir said, we are not going to pinpoint anyone because they do not have experience. They will learn with time. So, are they hinting that Prasidh Krishna will still be part of this playing 11, and only the replacement that we are talking about, the Shardul Thakur, will definitely be replaced because he does not make sense in this 11.
I don't think it really doesn't matter that much, according to me. If you ask me, even if Prasid is in the team or he is not in the team, I don't really trust Arshdeep that much in red ball. That I think that there would be any other difference. If Prasid is going to that many runs, probably Arshdeep might go out for a little bit less, but he is not the one. He is not Bumrah. He is not Shami. He's not gonna take as many wickets as they two do. So even if he replaces Prasid or Prasid stays, I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Yeah, definitely. The supporting pacers, or not even supporting, the first and second change have to up their game if we want to win this test match or even put up a respectable fight. And also, the batters have to maintain the same level of performances that they did. I'm hoping a lot more from Karun Nair because he has been on this tremendous run of form before this test match. And also, I read up that he played a little bit of county cricket as well. So there also he performed decently well. So expecting a lot more out of Karun Nair in the second test match because this is his. I think this series is going to be his only chance. Otherwise, there are people like Sarfaraz and Dhruv Jurel waiting in the talent pool for replacing these guys.
Yeah, I think this series is becoming. We need to make a comeback. We need to make a comeback in the second test match anyhow, because otherwise it will become a really depressing series. Uh, for the first time in many years, we are seeing that Indian bowling lineup actually isn't full of that depth that people keep talking about. In the subcontinent conditions, so when the pitches don't have the pace and the bounce, probably an Arshdeep or an Akashdeep or a Mukesh Kumar can come and do the job. But when it comes to Sena countries, Our pace battery is actually now seriously lacking. When under Virat's captaincy, we had four genuinely good pace bowlers in Bumrah, Shami, Siraj, and Ishant Sharma. We saw the impact that makes on a test series. I mean, the people were afraid of our bowling lineup basically at that point of time, and we were winning a lot of test matches.
Definitely, definitely. And looking at this tricky situation, do you see a batting order change also on the horizon? Like Sai Sudarshan did not look like a number three or a player who can succeed at number three, and probably he would be low on confidence coming into the second test match. Do you see any batting order shuffles also probably between Karun Nair and but Sai can only play in the top three. But do you see some shake-up there happening because of Sai Sudarshan's failure, or he would still be given a longer rope here?
No, no, he would be given a longer rope. I think both of them will be given a longer rope. And first of all, I think our batting did supremely well. It wasn't expected how well they did. We thought that we had a stronger bowling lineup than our batting lineup, but
Yes.
see what happens in the course of 5 days. We saw that our batting is actually looking very, very, very strong. It's our bowling who needs to come up and pull up their socks. I don't see. I thought Sai looked good in that second innings. He was playing well in that second innings until he gave away his wicket. But that was his first test. I think he's gonna learn. I think he's gonna prove to be a very good number three for India. I was of the opinion that Shubman Gill should stay as number three, but now that Sai is there and Shubman has decided that he will bat at number four, it's good. I don't think there has to be any change there. Don't fix what ain't broken. Uh, so I think, yeah, our batting lineup remains the same. And I would give a special mention to Rishabh.
Yeah, even Greg Chappell also uh, showered praises on Rishabh Pant. Like he said, Pant is reinventing Test cricket, and the comparisons with Adam Gilchrist are already on the horizon with a lot of commentators and a lot of cricket experts because of the similar nature of attacking cricket that he plays, and also the way he is scoring his runs, the amount of innings that he has taken to surpass MS Dhoni. So that's an achievement in itself. And I think Dinesh Karthik is right in saying that he can walk into the playing 11 even as a specialist batter, and that's the way we should look at him, and expecting more dominating performances him from this series. So overall, if we want to talk about who are the three players from both sides, you would be expecting match turning performances in the second test match. Would you like to name three from each side?
Yeah, I think for India, it's the usual suspects. It has to be KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, and Rishabh Pant. I don't see anyone from our bowling lineup without Bumrah to actually put any sort of an effort. It's going to be now Indian cricket team should have to prove us wrong by winning the second test. But till the time it doesn't happen, it's our batting, which I'm putting my hopes on. From England's point of view, I see again Ben Duckett being a thorn against us. I see Joe Root, his century is due as well. Uh, I also see I'm so impressed with Ben Stokes' bowling. His batting will come good in this series, but his bowling has been phenomenal.
Definitely, even from my perspective, yeah, from England, it would
What about
be
you? What do you think? Who are your favorite players to watch out for?
it would be Ben Stokes from England, Ben Stokes, Ben Duckett, and Joe Root for me as well. And from Indian side, I'm hoping more promising performance from Karun Nair. And then the usual suspects, KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant. I'm betting a lot on these three from Indian side because the bowling is still up in the air, and I don't see if Bumrah doesn't play this Test match, who is going to bear the burden. It should be Siraj because of the amount of Test cricket he has played after Bumrah, but not sure what he would be able to do in this Test match.
No, Siraj is a workhorse, no denying that. So he can bowl long spells, he can bowl a lot of overs.
I remember the Siraj who bowled his heart out in the Asia Cup final against Sri Lanka. That was some genuine brilliant swing bowling that I have seen from a pacer in subcontinent condition. If he is able to even get to half of that amount, that level of bowling, I think probably we would be
Yeah.
in better hands going into second test. But yeah, that is all up to Siraj and Bonnie Mockle to figure out how he can improve his bowling in these 2 3 days. So yeah, hoping for a better performance from India this time, with a lot of hopes on the bowling unit that they would learn from their experiences of the first test. This is me and Nishant signing off for today. But do tune in to the channel and keep coming back, since we will be reviewing the performance in the second test match, and also a lot of clarity would come by then on the fitness levels of Shami, as well as if Bumrah is going to play the third match or the fifth match. So yeah, we will keep coming up with these analysis and discussions. But today is this is it from our side. So have a great day and enjoy your weekend. Goodbye. Thank you.